Jake.
I'm Tom.
And we are VIMTV, Velocities in Music. Today, guys, we're going to do an album. Came out a few months ago now. Little Dragon's Ritual Union. Little Dragon is a Swedish band. They do electronica, which is something that I'm kind of into, and as is most of a lot of indie kids right now. And that's just the way it works.
It's a big trend. I don't know what else to call it.
And it's because music's become so easy to make on computers, and you can really do some cool stuff. It doesn't change the fact that it's still difficult to make, as we've talked about a lot. But Ritual Union is an album that I really caught me by surprise, because I didn't think I was going to fall in love with it as much as I did. And over the 6 weeks I've had to listen to it, I've kind of scaled back my love for it just a little bit, because I've kind of dissected it a little more and realized that a lot of these songs are really straightforward, but they're produced and written in a way that is so tactful and so impactful and so effective that it really grabs you. Specifically speaking, a lot of electronica right now, you know, like Washed Out or The Whores even, which we're going to review tonight, you know, they have these huge synths that just attack you and just these wash you out, and you know, that's cool. It's really in vogue right now. Great. And there's other electronica that has the high little flurries of just little melodies and stuff. This doesn't do that. This is beat focused. You know, a beat is established. It's very just something very simple, and then just these thick mid-range to low-end electronic foundation is just laid upon these tracks. And then the vocalist, Yukimi Nagano, I think I'm saying her name right, I apologize if I'm butchering it. She does such a, this is all about her. This is her show. She really just builds upon that, and then just kind of delivers her vocal presentation in a style similar to what I would equate maybe TV on the Radio or Radiohead, and similarly to how Tom York uses his voice as an instrument to deliver the song. I think that's what they structured all of these tracks around, was that concept of building a foundation in the electronic music and the beat, and then letting the vocalist just take over and run the track. She knows dynamics. I love that. She's able to control the intensity. But a lot of these tracks, you know, they'll start off kind of slow and then build into this thing. But then a lot of times what you have is you have very, you know, that simple beat and rhythm, and then but you'll get a melody line, kind of a verse-esque thing come on, and then they'll change it, and you'll have a more kind of a big choral, not choral, but a chorus that kind of takes over, and that's repeated a couple times, and then the song's just kind of over. And really, all 11 tracks on here are like that. Would you agree? Yeah,
generally. I mean, there are little segues, little interludes and things, but overall, that overarching scheme is what's going on, and I mean, I liked it overall. But you know, I'm glad that you brought up the Radiohead comparison, because just a few episodes ago, which actually it was like 2 months ago, we recorded a review of In Rainbows, and I said that my big complaint of that album was I thought it relied too much on Tom York's vocals, and I have the exact same complaint here. Now, keep in mind, this is just the way I listen to music. This is just what I look for in music. That actually is not really that much of a cognitive thing. It's actually something that through reviewing music with Velocities in Music, you know, me and Jake, this is something I've learned about myself. It's just kind of an innate thing about me. But what I like to see in music...
You're an instrumentalist. You gotta give yourself credit.
True, and that probably affects the way I listen to music. But what I look for in music is I like for the instrumentals of something to create a backdrop that the vocals can then enhance. I think that all really good music has the instrumentals could stand alone and still make a statement, and that's why I love post-rock music. That's why I love classical music and jazz music, because there is that emphasis on the instrumentals, and they have to do the work. They have to pick up the slack. Well, here I don't feel. I feel like
this would be nothing without the vocals.
Exactly, and so I feel like the beats are good. The production is perfect. It's so well done.
Sounds great with a nice system.
Yeah, yet there's no kind of, and this sounds. I feel emo saying this, but there's no emotional direction or foundation
to the instrumentals.
Exactly. They're just very neutral, and then the vocalist can take it in any direction she wants.
And that's why you didn't like In Rainbows, for that exact reason. And I personally, I feel like that's such an astute assessment of your musical taste. I mean, I hope you guys can relate to Tom in some way and figure out where you're at in comparison to us.
And if you're the complete opposite, that's fine. I'm just explaining to you why I feel the way I do.
Yeah, and I actually really like that effect because it's so straightforward and effective. I mean, you're able to they're able to convey this emotion in that sense, and these songs are really powerful. And one of my biggest criticism of this, and what brought the score down for me, is that these 11 tracks just are what they are. They're not shooting for the moon here. They're just really kind of just throwing these solidly written tracks together in just one big hodgepodge collection. I like that, and I think that they did a good job of trying to meld it into an album, but it just is what it is. But one thing that I really noticed about these guys is that these songs are actually pretty long in length, you know, at least over 3 minutes, sometimes up to 4 or 5, and what I really think about it, these songs go by like that to me. And what that means is that these guys know exactly what they're doing and exactly how to build these intensities. And it just takes you, it takes you over. And because they do that, that means that whatever they have going on, the formula is working.
The one that I want to point out that is an exception to that is I really was not a fan of the second to last track, When I Go Out.
Yeah, I can
It's like
see that.
6 minutes, it kind of drags, and it's probably the least moving song on here.
And it's probably just trying, I think that's just the band trying to add some diversity to the sound.
Yeah, and it is one of the more diverse tracks.
And that's where I think that this band's biggest opportunity is that they can really move into different areas. This is kind of a safe album. I'd love to see where these guys go in the future. Can't wait to see more from them. I'm going 79 on this. I did like this a lot.
I'm going to go 72. I still liked it. But,
yeah. Pretty similar, but just, you know, kind of the cusp of the two regions. What did you guys think? Is this something that, which side do you agree with more? Do you kind of see where I'm coming from, or are you an instrumentalist guru like Tom is? Because I think we have two very different styles of listening to music, but we come about it from different directions and still reach very similar points 9 times out of 10. So interested to see how you guys think you fit in with that. Leave us a comment at www.velocitiesandmusic.com or youtube.com/velocitiesandmusic. Facebook, Twitter, do it. I'm Jake.
I'm Tom.
And we are VIMTV, moving music critique forward.